All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your watch list coming into June 7th, 2019, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be Friday. It's time to push it to the wall, but I say this every time. I'm going to try to make this quick as possible, but I'm for real just going to get straight into this. If you haven't watched the other watch lists as far as the dollar rates, all that, go watch it. But as far as tomorrow goes, all we need to do is watch oil. The theory's playing out. The main thing I want to talk about is do not get confused. So there's a bunch of important plays we're going to go over, even the options. So make sure you guys are paying attention and ready to go. But most importantly, make sure you put your watch list below. Go comment any stocks you're watching and then be on this stream. We're live 30 minutes before market open, sometimes 30 seconds, sometimes 30 minutes after. Point is, subscribe and turn the bell on. But, of course, I got your keys for tomorrow, but I want to highlight the main confusion, what we've been talking about. Yesterday was the cat dog, but 2 days ago, as you see last edited, we were discussing what was going to happen, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we talked about this on stream. You know, a lot of people, they want to buy puts. They're like, yeah, I want this volatility, this and that. You guys want it, but then when it bounces, you know, people are getting mad, confused, whatever theories. This is what we meant by the good, the bad, and ugly. You guys are asking for volatility. You are getting it, and this is what we're supposed to expect. So it is playing out still like November. That was the theory in the beginning of the week, and like I'm saying, why oil, it's playing out now because after that bounce and where it's at here, it's still holding that 53, 52 mark. So, and at the same time, oil's done it's literally stalled, but you see what the SPY is doing. So that's going to be the most important thing. But again, this was 2 days ago, and we said, well, you know, what I just said, but oil, dollar, China, oil is the biggest key, but here it is. If oil stalls decent and consolidates and market rips, get prepared for multi-day move up. Dollars should go up, stocks will go up, rates will do whatever, oil will stay the same. And for the most part, that's exactly what happened. The dollar's staying with oil. Oil has dropped instead of stayed the same, but as you see now, after 3 days, it has essentially stayed the same. The market is ripped up now, over 1,000 points total since then, and it's leading us into next week, and now even to the keys for tomorrow. It is fourth and long, my friends, and what I mean by that, look at these 3 plays. You know, that's, imagine we're back from the scrimmage. We're expecting them to punt tomorrow, and what that means is you've had these big days. You know, yes, it could keep going up, and I am bullish, but we might expect a cuck or for it to kind of slow down and wait for digestion. So that is what is expected, but the problem is when something's so expected, it might not happen. So watch for the play action or something even like at the wide receiver run where essentially it looks like it's going up, and then the receiver comes around and a piece of news can switch it, and it comes all around the corner and turns around. Because again, why am I saying that? That is how all of these situations, literally, it turns on a dime. Picture this as, you know, it looks like something, it gaps up, and then boom, it just flips around. But there is the play actions through the day where it starts up or it'll start coming down. It looks like the run down, and then they end up going for the long pass. So if you don't know football, that won't really make much sense. But the point is, if that doesn't, I'm expecting tomorrow, fourth and long, a basic punt. I'm expecting really not too much activity except for individual movers. And what I mean by that is you might see other companies that were lagging kind of this will be the time for them to make their move if the market doesn't do anything. But again, we might see a pump fake, and if it's so expected to not have anything happen, we might see a big move. But I'm more in line of pushing it into next week, and I think honestly it's going to wait until, you know, pressure of digestion of new incoming news next week. I think where we might hear some of it coming into the weekend. But again, this will be the 3rd or 4th weekend. We really haven't heard any real retaliation from China. We're going to hear the Mexico stuff. I think that's going to just break things up back and forth. Monday's going to happen. They're going to put it out, and what's going to happen on Monday, the tariffs are going to get raised on Mexico. There might be a little move down, but the market is going to bounce, and people are going to say, I don't get it. I thought the tariffs were supposed to bring the stock market down. I thought this was bad. They're going to give an economic explanation, and all I'm going to say is come back to this watch list here because we talked about it days ago. So there's no excuse to understand. Every time we've had, literally almost every single time we've had tariffs, if you go out throughout the years, and you could see the inflection points when the market starts to go down, but they didn't go down when the tariffs were enacted. Usually they were either before or it's coming in after, and then it's responding to something. So anytime the market has announced the tariffs and the market has panicked at first but then came down. So that is the key. Anything could happen. But as far as the plays go tomorrow, guys, here we're going to have the value stocks. Watch Starbucks, and the key is push it to the wall. I have a few option plays I want to go, but essentially, if you do not understand what that means, June 7th expirations. Now, this is all for educational purposes. You guys should paper trade these. I want you to, why I say push it to the wall is understand how time premium works, and you see it the fastest on the weekly. So, can you still push to the wall on a non-weekly? Yes. So don't think this means just play weeklies, but again, the point here is to understand time decay, but even better, playing what we've been doing with butterflies actually really highlights this. So the point is, one of these contracts, all of these contracts, if they don't end in the money, the stock doesn't end there, it's going to end at zero. The point we want to look for is now the frog. And what that looks like is here, this is, you see how it kind of looks like a frog? Well, let's say UNH starts ripping, the option will stay low because it's a Friday, then eventually at some point it will just it will close its mouth here, and then you'll see the body, and you'll see it form. So you guys could go look at the video, but UNH is one of the plays push to the wall we're going to talk about. But watch the value stocks here, you guys, Starbucks and all of them. And why I'm saying this, because now when everything's expected to happen here, or again, and what I mean by everything's expected to happen, you know, it's gotten bullish, and now people are like, oh wait, it should have gone down, it shouldn't. But I'm still bullish on there, but I think the expectation is really small movement here coming into Friday as people wait. But these weeklies, excuse me, not the weeklies, but these value stocks have the potential now to, this is how value stocks outpace and underpace. The days when the market doesn't move, this is their time to shine. So that had a crazy move, and watch that, because like I'm saying, push it to the wall on Friday, you might be able to get a deal, and same thing with Clorox. But any of these, when you do now see a downturn in any of these stocks, Clorox and Starbucks, seeing how they've reacted here, we need to call these out and now put these in the same category of even McDonald's. So watch these two. Watch Boeing. We saw that movement today. I have another spread on it, but I'm still in the camp for Boeing's going to make a move. I think it could potentially have a big move if it does start breaking out here, and then an even bigger move down in a few weeks. So we're getting ready on that, but it is very news driven. Next, watch Mattel. We made a play at close, but the thing of why I'm saying watch this, look at that volume. It was like 37 million volume at close. Very, very weird. And why I say, you know, bring this up, here's your 10-year chart. That was the most volume that's came through on Mattel in a decade. So something is up with that. Now, as far as dollar volume, we'll have to see. It's a different price, but that's interesting. We got to put right at close. We put that out on the stream alerts 2 minutes right before, so it was very interesting. Watch AMD. We're in a play, and a lot of people, again, go watch the videos we posted yesterday or the recap of the stream. We talked a lot about the butterflies. I've been doing those, but AMD, I have a butterfly play on. I like it, but just be careful not overpaying. So again, if the contract is already expensive, you can use a butterfly to lower that cost basis and get yourself get your hand in the cookie jar at a better price. But next is going to be TLT. Watch TLT and rates, and this one is going to be a swing trade. What you see here, this is that first move, and again, the same sort of stuff also happened in October, November, but not as big as swings. So again, what we're seeing in TLT is very, very unique here, and it could start, don't underestimate its ability to level out. So what I'm expecting is something like here to happen, and then, but keep your eyes out. I may start to do a butterfly to get my hand in the cookie jar, but I do love the TLT play. And again, it will be important, but it will have more of importance here in a few days as things play out. But watch that. We also made this play today. Again, it reminds me a lot of Soli. I didn't do as much research on it today. I was a little bit busy. But LJPC, La Jolla Pharmaceuticals, they got some drug approval. But we bought in at $8.55 a share earlier this morning. It was a pretty good one. I'm swing trading it. I'm looking to do the same. You know, again, I put in $800. It's just like an option. My max loss and why I bought it, you know, if it did come back from $8, our max loss, and I was looking at it really low. I just hesitated, but our max loss would have been like $200 or $300. I kept hold of it. We also played Barnes and Nobles, and again, these were all on the stream alert. So if you weren't on stream and didn't watch me, the best part, I made every single one of these trades live on the stream. So you guys actually watched when I bought Barnes and Nobles and when I bought LJPC. So if you weren't there, it is unfortunate. However, that's why we got the stream alerts to make sure you're there, because even it's not about copying the play or making the play, and understand that's why we call it stream alerts. It's to see what's going on. There's a lot of movements, but in general, there's a lot to learn from this play. And what I'm saying is Barnes and Nobles, some people are saying, what happened here? One, there was a halt. Go look that up and why there's circuit breakers when stocks move up, but pretty much they move up too fast, too soon, they halt the stock. But more importantly, I want you guys to understand the nature of the buyout from first response, which we had off of here, to now development and how price functions in. But be careful now with options on BKS, even with the other play, you know, these smaller price stocks. By playing with shares, that is how I'm managing the risk. And if you're playing a buyout, understand if you buy an option on a buyout and the stock, let's say the buyout's at like $8 a share on Barnes and Nobles, and you get a $10 call, you lose. That's it. Game over. Even if you bought an $8 call and they get bought out at $8, and I think people are talking $7 or more. Even if you get bought out at $8, you paid a premium for the $8. So even if you got the shares at $8, you still lost because of the premium. So shares are what we want here. And again, I will probably be selling covered calls on there, but you know, we will see what happens. But watch them. Watch UPS and again LJPC. Again, both of those I'm going to swing. So come on stream. Unless if they go up 100%, if LJPC does a solely, and again, it has a small float, and we looked at the filings, it is, LJPC is a small float. It's 23 million. That's why these small floats, I just hold them. Again, it's the same thing I even did with Soli, and you guys are seeing Soli is held up. This is a volume analysis. Could Soli drop? Could news bring it down? Of course it can. But for a stock to move like Soli did and hold up, part and part is the small float. But don't let this give you a false sense of confidence. If you guys are up on it and your account is small, take your profits. You know, I'm controlling it with a relative risk, but that is my plan and I'm holding it. So if it does go up 50 to 100% on those, I'm probably going to cut and get my initial investment back on both Barnes & Nobles and La Jolla and hold them. But watch lastly, too, FedEx is going to be a great one. It was still holding down. Transports were a little bit weird today, so keep your eyes out for that. And then actually, well, this is the last one, Beyond. So we have the play. It's at 117. So if you guys remember, this is what we did, and I was weighed towards the downside on Beyond. So we're going to lose this play. But unfortunately, you know, so that's going to be $200 loss here. But remember, I bought these two sets of calls. And the crazy part about both of these plays, I spent $240 on this play. This play cost me $15, and this play cost me $1. Or no, excuse me, here, you can see the math. I spent $200 on this one, collected $318. So it was, that's like a $12 difference between, you know, that's like $218, or no, like $221. And then, so yeah, I spent like $9 on this play too. So I got two sets of calls. Again, you guys saw all these yesterday on the watch list. We ran through every one on the butterfly, but again, I profit on this one if it is above, you know, these levels. It's at 117. So in this place, I got a 105 call. We sold the 109, so we're going to lose at this, but then we have the 114, and the best part is the fact it's above 114, it didn't close in the middle of here. And again, the key is where it is at expiration. So this will be worth money tomorrow, and we will close out. I'll probably close out one of the legs, but we will see what it does towards expiration at close. But if it does stay above here, I'm pretty much going to make my max gain, which will be about like $800 or $900. But again, I only spent $15 to make this play. And then this one, if it does close higher too, I could do the exact same thing. So I might have just turned like $30 into like 16 or 2,000 bucks. But we'll see where, honestly, the key about the butterfly is where does it expire. But that was a good play and one to watch. And now finally for your options, UNH pushed to the wall. And why do I bring this up? You can see UNH in the SPY, a little bit of divergence. And again, we've seen these weird divergences before, but healthcare has just been operating a little bit weird from the S&P, as you can see. So I want to take advantage of that and see what goes on. But you know, it's a slow mover, and we've had good moves on Friday. And the best part is it's near this number. So even for the next play, these are the most important part. It's just above 240. You could play that in and out the money, because again, these contracts are going to fall in and out of the money at 240. Same thing with the $2 increment. But now my favorite, good old Mickey D's, you guys. So we were in this now, push these to the wall. It's at that crucial mark. It's at 203.39. If it has a big day, we'll see 205 and watch that 205 play. But I'm more convinced it's probably going to stay around 202.50. So I'm going to look to push these into the wall and see what we do there. But again, don't forget, we made this play. And again, I gave this to you guys on the watch list. I made this play on Monday. So somebody give me a shout out if you remember this, please. We got to remind people. And again, I'm saying this so you guys are paying attention and coming on stream and then asking me or like, oh, when did you get that play? And I'm spending 15, 25-minute videos explaining all of them. But we got that on Monday, paid about 30 cents or 29 cents if you remember that. And now it's all the way back. I didn't expect that one to go up. I remember I was not expecting a 205 to be in play for McDonald's. I was like, no way. But it happened, and that's the whole point of putting your hand in the cookie jar. And we've even talked about that with the spreads. But I'm going to leave it there, you guys. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully it makes sense. Post your comments below. Be there live 30 minutes before open. Let's go.